I don't know if I'm ready to talk about Picard season 4. Uh, it just sucked the life out of me. You know, we live in such a time where we've always had access to these shows. I can always watch Next Gen. It's you can stream it. You can own it. Whatever. I was not that geeked out to see the bridge because in my world the bridge is always accessible to me. So it's kind of cool that it was built. I hope they use it as like a uh, some kind of museum piece that people can go visit. I don't know. I don't get the carpet thing. That beat. I miss that beat entirely. I don't know. So when you reach a certain age like I have, once you hit 40, I think time stands still, and then other people start other ages, other groups start making meaning out of what was, and it's these beats I hadn't even thought of before. Picard, as a series itself, I found to be horrific. Seems to come to mind. Uh, maybe that's unfair, but I don't know. I just when I think about some whatever other people have gone off on how bad this show was, and I get that this happens in comic books all the time. So you got a creators coming in, they're going to take their turn at what the character is all about, and then you have another writer, in this case maybe a showrunner or what have you, come in and not necessarily undo, but to acknowledge what was done, take those elements and change it. So all season 4 of Picard does is is just undo everything season 1 of the series did. This is season 4, right? Oh, season 3. I don't know why I'm saying season 4, but whatever. The last season of Picard. It felt like 4 seasons. Luckily, it's only 3. So most of this season I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand the cartoonish changeling villain. I know she's well known as an actor. I don't know who she is. Um, I didn't need the cigar smoking, and it was just whatever. Whatever is my wife didn't want anything to do with this show, so I'm watching it in my kitchen, um, and just why are 2 Picard episodes on a list of the top 57 treks? Maybe that's my issue. I already went off on how we think about Picard, and why two from the same season that the same season that was still bad. When you compare it to the other two, it was great, but no. You're not going to bring back the cast as an afterthought because we realize where the show went wrong. All right, as much as I'd love to see LeVar Burton in anything, and it's nice to see LeVar Burton and his daughter, and that was a good beat until the Borg stuff happened with the genetic whatever and the replicators and all that nonsense. Um, Picard's all about getting blood out of a turnip, man. You can go I'm not just going to blame it on New Trek. New Trek doesn't have anything to do with this because Star Trek Insurrection was one of the worst Trek movies ever, next to that second reboot movie with the fake Khan. Those two are unwatchable movies. I swear. When an insurrection comes, as soon as that stupid rover or dune buggy or whatever, I can't deal with it. And with the Star Trek Beyond movie or whatever it's called, not the Justin Lin one, but the second one. It was so bad it's not even worth naming. But I can't I can't even get through the first scene with the Indiana Jones ripoff stuff. And maybe that's an age thing, but I don't see. I'm willing to be convinced otherwise, but no, sorry, no, I got it wrong again. I said Insurrection, I meant Nemesis. Nemesis is the worst Trek movie ever. That's just horrible. Look, I'm looking at it right here. Insurrection, okay, movie. I had no problem with this, but I can't stand Nemesis so much that my mind won't even acknowledge that that's the name of the movie. That's how bad that movie is. So what's going on in this episode? Is this the last episode? Yeah, it was cute. I think I did tear up a little bit. So in that respect, this episode rather than the other episode of Picard that was on this list earlier. If you're gonna put one episode of all of Picard on this list, might as well make it this one. So I get it. We don't need two on a list of 60. That's too. Well, that's maybe too many. But yeah, I get it. Maybe I'll come back to it in a couple years and try to watch it. But I tell you, that whole Borg angle that they did just pulled me right out of it. Watching all that, well, I didn't want to watch Shelby just get murdered, and I think the whole idea of it was it went too far. But hey, man, that's the world we live in. So we'll see how it ages. Everything else, I have to say, I'm sure somebody else said. I like Logan. Logan's a fine movie with Patrick Stewart as old man Professor Xavier. He already did that. He didn't need to do it here. But this, and bringing Data back. I mean, that was some pretty weak tea too, because we just got rid of the day. Anyway, I'll put my list away. Not. Yeah, that's it for this. We'll see what number 24 is, and maybe I can do a couple of these at once. But it's not looking like that today. It's not looking like that today at all. Okay, all right.